If you do it your side a bit more, it'll spin it a touch.
Chock it for a second.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Good. Ready? Yep. So you need to start with 2 lusty men.
Oh, granny.
Not a granny with you. Okay.
Okay, so you can strap that up.
So we're just putting a strap on to hold the log securely on the frame. Happy?
Yep. Hello, my name is Matt Somerville. I live in England, north of Andover in the south of England, and I'm going to show you how we make a log hive for the bees. Inscribe it with a pencil. This is a circle for the hollow that we were going to be cutting. The entrance is probably going to be this side here. And then now I'm going to do a series of vertical lines to mark where we're going to be cutting. So next to the centre line, I'm making a couple of other parallel lines, which again we'll be following with the chainsaw.
The strap will come out. We start from the beginning again. Okay. This is yours.
Okay, so now we're just going to roll it 90 degrees so I can do the cuts on the other lines.
Matt, you make it look so easy when you pull it.
Oh.
Okay.
Comparative youth, not.
Looks pretty good. Do you want to get your gauge on it or not?
That's good.
That's you. That's it.
Good. So strap.
How many pounds is this?
Well, I don't know. It's very heavy.
Maybe 20.
No, it's
It's big.
It must be 100 weight, I expect.
It's not
tons.
It's bigger than that.
Do you think it's more than 50 kilos?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's 70 kilos or 80
More
kilos.
than that.
100 kilos.
I can lift 150. I used to be able to lift 100.
I was going to say lift 100.
When I was a young man.
Well, that was just silly.
Sorry?
That was just silly, lifting 150 kilos. I must have been in the army. Right, this is now the plunge cutting is done now for this side. If you are going to use a chainsaw, plunge cutting is probably the most dangerous way of using a saw, and you have to take a lot of care to avoid the saw bouncing back and hitting your head maybe. So not advised for the beginner chainsaw user.
When you were cutting then, you were cutting flat.
Okay.
You might, if you do it from this side, you might need to cut downhill slightly. There's sawdust coming out.
One out. It's coming.
Yeah. Whoa. Try the top one. Top one looks looser.
Okay, watch out.
Oi! Good.
You might
I'll just run a saw down.
You might have a wedge. Clean out any loose bits.
This looks really nice.
Yeah. A lot before we did it with the logs on the ground. It was much easier with this trussing to do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's sliding on. So rather than having to hold there, you can pivot it on the edge and run it on. Work from an edge and work my way around. Okay, so this log's started, but it'll take another 3 hours perhaps to hollow it out to a cylinder. And I want to show you the other processes involved in making the top and the baseboard. So I've got another log that we've done, which I can show you, and we'll do that next. This is the baseboard which I made, and I'm just going to mark out with a pencil what I need to cut out. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom of the hive, and I'll just clean it off with a plane so that my router can follow easily around the bottom. It's a bit small, this lid, but it'll okay, so I've traced an outline of where I'm going to cut my rebate for this. Normally I would have this comes from another hive, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. Normally I allow about 2 centimeters rebate all around. Here it's a bit thin, but it'll still be okay. Okay. And first of all, I'll do it by hand, but first of all I plunge it. I do a series of plunges, and then I go around afterwards and take it off to the line. So you can see I've routed it with a router. It's slightly bigger than the bowl, so it won't swell up, and it's slightly deeper than the thickness of the wood. And then this is held in place with 2 wooden turn buttons that lock it in place. So that's the base.
They must use oxalic acid. Why? How many years have you not used Varroa treatment?
5 years.
Your bees are alive?
Yes. Okay, so
you want to mark have you marked your sector?
More complicated. Okay.
Yeah.
and then you can tighten it up with. Well, it's not bad. A little bit more work, and then that'll be all right. But you can, even if it swells, the wood swells up, you can release it.
Wow, you're really the best, you know.
This is the Saveden, isn't it?
Okay, so I'm going to put this is another log hive, which is on legs, and I'm going to put the baseboard back in the bottom, which has some little wooden buttons to keep it up there.
A bit of information about entrances to the log hive. We drilled 3 holes, 25mm diameter, to produce long tunnel entrances. The bees use the top hole, which is nearest the brood area in a new colony at the top of the cavity. We've noticed that bees reduce the holes with propolis to a single bee space or even fully close them when necessary. They can easily defend entrances against wasps. We're experimenting with hole positioning to see which bees prefer. The holes are on the opposite side from the top board and opening.
Up there, isn't there? This log hive was populated with a swarm that we find and seems to be working quite well. We can see pollen coming in to the hive. Inside you can see a lot of comb being built, covered in bees, and it looks like they should go through the winter. None of these log hives are treated with any varroicides or fed, so it's a total natural process.